So, I mean, just a fascinating story. So the bit that I'm curious about, and people would be curious about as well, that tell us about that transition period, leaving a job that you're fairly well paid, you already gotten another promotion, to a certain kind of uncertainty, really.
Yeah.
How was that transition period? Because that is the period that people are most afraid of.
Yes.
That where they know things are financially not going to be the same for a
Of
while,
course, yes.
while they are finding their way. What was that period like for you?
I must tell you that it was very tough. To be honest with you, it was very tough. I think the only thing that there are a lot of things that I never bargained for. The passion just drove me into it. Yeah. I never thought of the fact that salaries will not be coming from anywhere again. You have to take care of yourself and everything. You have to be responsible for your rent, everything. Yeah. And then even this school you have to pay. Yeah. But one thing is that I was enjoying every bit of my going back to the art school. It was one of the best things that happened to me. It was like a dream come true, going back to the art school. At times I would spend the night in Yabatech, sleep there. I leave my apartment in Surrey. I would stay there, sleep there. But it was very tough. Yeah. Money was no longer coming the way I was having it before. You know, I remember then, at any point I might even have up to 10,000 naira in my account, give to friends and whatever. But when I went back to Yabatech, some days, 1,000 naira for your month, I wouldn't even have it. It was very tough, honestly. But because I was the one that decided to go into it, I could not tell anybody. Yeah. I kept my pain to myself. I kept it to myself. And then I restructured the whole of my life as well. No friends again. They left practically. So I was alone. I wrote poem on hunger. Yeah, that period, I still have the poem now. Because I wrote poem on hunger. I wrote poem on loneliness on my own. I started writing.
You can laugh about it now, but then
it was tough.
Funny.
It wasn't funny at all. It was very tough. Yeah. I remember my junior brother who used to stay with me then asked me for 1,000 naira in particular. And I said, I don't have. The guy could not believe it. He went and reported me to another friend. That I don't know what has come over my brother now. He's so stingy now, is this and that. The guy now told him, coincidentally, the guy he reported me to, a day before, the guy had no job. He saw me that I wake up early in the morning, I'll put painting in my trunk, and then I would drive out, going to different offices to sell. Yeah. Imagine that. I would, after leaving class maybe by 9 o'clock, I'll get back home again. I'll still work till about 2 a.m. I'll be painting. Yeah. Then by morning, by 6, I'll be up again, put some of this painting in my car, and be moving from one office to the other to see where I could sell. Yeah. And then most times, nobody was even ready to buy. Yeah. A lot of people will look at me, oh, we know you, you're in the bank and this and that, so what's happening? Some will look at me, are you crazy? Something wrong with this guy. So instead of even encouraging me, the comment I got was terrible. But this particular guy now called me one day, said, look, I don't have a job. Said, I don't have a job. Can I join you while you are marketing? The guy thought I was making it good. I said, okay, why not? He read industrial chemistry. He had no job. He had even done his master's then. He said he would join me. So we would join my car. We would just be marketing, going everywhere. So that particular day, when we were going, we had to buy a bottle of Coke and puff so that we can just eat that one that will sustain us for the whole day.
That's like a soft drink and a donut. Right?
Yeah, donut, right. So we went back home, and that was the person my brother went to report me to. The guy now sat him there and said, look, when we were going yesterday, your brother and I, we only managed a bottle of Coke. He has no money again. So you have to bear with him now. The only thing was I paid my rent then for about 3 years. So I paid my upfront. I paid my rent for 3 years. Yeah. And things were very tough. Yes. But then I managed money better than when I was even in the bank.
Another lesson.
I would sit down in the morning. I would do my budget. Yeah. You know, in those days, you finish spending the money before you start doing the budget reverse. You now say, how did I spend this money? But in this case, I would sit down, plan how I was going to spend every kobo.
Yeah. And I mean, there are so many lessons, and I hope that people are listening to this, because even that thing about, being in paid employment, the truth is that, and, we've been through this in paid employment, 3 days into receiving your salary, in a week, the money's all
It's even gone before you receive it. You are living on IOU from the place because a lot of friends will come around.
Yeah.
This one would, please, can you lend me this? You are giving money out. You are buying things that are so expensive on credit.
Exactly.
So before the money comes, you had already spent everything. But when I left, I came to my senses, so to say.
Yeah.
And then
the
reality dawned on me at that time. I was going from one office. I was telling the office I want to go to.
Yeah.
And one thing I was doing then was that if I go to your office and you say, okay, oh, sorry, young man, I'm not buying any artwork. I said, sir, please, do you have a friend that you can refer me to? Once they give me that one, I'll use it as my next place to go to the following day.
Yes.
I remember I sold my first painting at Citizens Bank then. I sold that painting for 45,000 naira. It was a lot of money. I was very happy. That 45,000 was like 45 million naira. I put 40,000 naira in the savings account straight. And all my budget and everything was on 5,000 naira. That I need to buy fuel for my car and this and that. That was where I planned the whole thing.
Just the whole thinking changes.
Changed, honestly. The whole thinking changed.
Because you are not going back.
Exactly. So I was saving money. Every penny that I make will go to an account first before I start thinking of what to do with it and this and that. So whatever I made, then I'll apply it back into the business, so to say. And it was very tough. But I was enjoying it.
The process. You were enjoying I hear that you were going through a process.
Yes, I knew.
Yeah.
And I would go to school, I buy materials again and work late. But then I was taking my classes more like research. Yeah. If a lecturer was talking about this, I'll be thinking how I could convert it to money making. That was what was going on in my mind. If one assignment was given, I would do 5. So that the other one I could go and sell it. A lot of my colleagues didn't even know because they were younger than me, but we're in the same class. I never discussed that with them. I would do everything to make money. I would design this, design that, tell this company I can design your logo, I can do this, I can do that. Okay, and I was doing all that. And I was selling things. Yeah. And it was very tough. But thank God again for that, my uncle. He came to my rescue again. Because when it was time for me to get office, I remember I wanted to get a room office apartment. And what I was supposed to pay was 12,000 naira per annum. Do you know that I searched for that money, I could not get 12,000 naira. I was now started saving. By the time I saved 6,000 naira, I went back to the person who wanted to get the landlady and she said, look, somebody has taken the place. And I started looking for another space. Then one particular day dawned on me that if you got an office space, what exactly are you going to be doing in that office? You are staying in a 3-bedroom apartment. Why don't you convert one of these rooms to an office space and whatever you think you want to do outside there, do it inside that room. So what I did was that I got a cardboard. A big cardboard, and I wrote office on it and I pasted it on that door. So I moved everything from that room out and I called a carpenter to do some shelves for me there. So I moved my things there. So in the morning, I wake up in the morning, I'll greet everybody after breakfast and I'll put on my jacket and I'll tell them I was going to the office. They were looking at it, something is wrong with this guy. I'll enter the room, drop my jacket, kneel down and pray and then plan for the day. And then I'll be doing some sketches and some drawings. So when it's 12 o'clock, break time, I'll come out of that room, come to my living room. If whatever I had, there was a Gary or whatever I would take, and then I'll go back inside the place again, and I'll stay there till about 8 p.m.
I tell you, there are so many fantastic, you've got me in tears here, so many fantastic lessons that you are sharing, so much. There's also the bit about your uncle who was a sponsor to you.
Yes.
And that's the other thing as well, you know, to find somebody
that will believe in you, that will be there for you
and
all the time,
right from the get-go.
up to now.
Amazing.
Up to now.
And even sometimes we don't realize that we have those people around us.
That's true.
We're so distracted by how it should look when actually right there. Because sometimes it's the words of encouragement that you just need to be hearing every day.
He was always encouraging me, and up till now, he's always there.
Wow.
When I run into problem financial, the guy will be there to support me. I said, Biodun, go on, you can still do this and don't give up. So I was using that my office. I remember my first son, then one day, I think it was maybe 4 thereabout. He now came one day. I think I left that place. And then I was structured in such a way that Monday to Tuesday, I'll work in the studio there. Then Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays for marketing. I'll go out. That's what I was doing. Then weekend too, I'll work throughout. So one particular day, I think I left for marketing. And then the young boy went to that room, opened the place. Maybe he thought there was another door there that led outside. But when he saw the window there, so when I came, he called me and said, Daddy, you're always going to the office through that place, but did you go through the window? And I said, no, that is the office. And that was what I was doing for about almost 3 years.
Wow.
Using that place as the office. I would work there. That whatever I wanted to do in any office, I would start from there. And I started from there until a friend of mine called me. In fact, the guy came one day and said, look, Biodun, there's another guy wanted to buy a painting around the Lupeju. So I took 3 of my paintings that I've done. I took it there. And the guy said he wanted to buy them for, I think, 10,000 naira, the 3. And I said, no. That I would love to sell the 3 for 15,000 naira minimum. The guy said he didn't have that kind of money. I was okay, pick for 12,000. The guy said no. So I returned my painting. I took them back home. But let me tell you one thing. Yeah. We are really in need of money. I didn't even have cash. But I looked at the time I spent on even producing that painting.
Knowing your value.
Exactly. So I said I was not going to sell for that amount. Yeah. But something happened again. Yeah. That will shock you. By the time I got home, you know, I saw the guy's office in Lupeju. Room, I think a 1-room office space, but very beautiful. Yeah. So when I got back home, I went on my knees and I started praying. I said, God, I wish you provide an office space like that guy's office for me as well. I was in the middle of the night, I was praying. But when I rested for a while, I believe God was speaking to me. And what I heard was, Father, if you need an office like that, why don't you sow a seed? Honestly. So I was not thinking, sow a seed, what do I do? Sowing a seed. That the painting that this guy wants, give him the painting free of charge. Yeah. We needed money at home, there was nothing. So why would I give this painting to this guy? But because I think I heard it clearly that was God speaking to me, that I should just give the painting to that guy. So in the following morning, I picked the painting and I told my wife that I wanted to go and give the painting to that guy. He said, He said, so where are we going? I said, I don't know, maybe I'll do all that painting, we'll sell. I took the painting to that guy's office in the location. By the time I got there, I said, oh, I'm back. The guy told me, I said, look, Mr. Omolayo, I didn't even spend the money. I'm not ready to buy. I said, no. I brought the painting for you. The guy said, no, I don't buy things on credit. So I told him that I don't even want to say, I want to give you the painting free. My own calculation was far that when God spoke to me, I thought, okay, if I give that guy the painting, other people will see the painting on his wall, then they will patronize. That was how far my mind could go. I didn't know that God had another plan. So I gave this painting to the guy. He said no. He said, please take the painting away and then I will come to your gallery. And I told him I don't have a gallery, that I operate from home. I don't have any office space. I operate from home. But I said, and I told him that anyway, I was looking for office space. He said, you need an office space. I said, yes. I never knew that the guy was into properties. Honestly. And then the guy said, oh, there's a property in Ikeja. It's a whole building. Would you like to go and look at it? And I said, yes. He called one of his guys to take me to that property. By the time we got there, a bungalow with compound and everything. And then the woman said they wanted to give the place, I think, about 150,000 naira per annum. And then they needed 3 years rent. Where would I get that amount? That would be over 450,000. Me that I could not even gather 12,000 naira. So I was thinking about where would I get the money? But I approached the woman. The woman showed me the place, opened some part, didn't open everything. Said, okay, do you like the place? I said, yes, ma'am. Said, okay, I should go back to the guy and go and pay. I went back to the guy. I was now renegotiating. I said, okay, just to make the guy feel that I had something. I said, okay, can we pay maybe something like about 70,000 naira per annum? The guy said, for a whole building like that in that area in Ikeja. So some people came, they wanted to even pay for 5 years. So I said, okay, maybe that's not meant for me. I left. By the time I got back home again, one day I was marketing again, was going through Lupeju. So I decided to stop at the guy's place, just for not for anything serious. I said, okay, have you spoken to that woman? He said, I told you that I can't talk to her about the offer you are given. While we were there, his phone rang. It was the woman calling him. And the woman wanted to find out if we had come to pay. And said, thank God, coincidentally, the woman is one calling her. Can you talk to the woman? And then the woman, I spoke to her, I said, ma'am, this business, I'm just starting. And my plan was to have a small place where I could pay like 35,000 naira at most. That this amount of money, it wasn't my part of what the business is just starting. It's going to be my first outing. And you know what happened? The woman said I should give the phone back to that guy. Gave the phone back to him. And then the guy opened his mouth. I didn't know why he was opening. And said, "Ma." Then he gave me the phone back. What I heard from the phone was that, let him pay. I said, "Ma, this is Biodun." He said, "Okay, pay to him." He said, "You have only 30,000. You have for 2 years. That's 70,000, 35, that's 70,000. Pay to him." So I told the guy said, "No, it's not possible. That I should go and meet the woman in Ikeja." By the time I got there, the woman said, "Look," I said, "The guy will not collect money from me." He said, "Okay, I will pay to me directly. I'll give you a receipt." At that point in time, I had only, I think, 40,000 in my account. I needed another extra 30,000 naira. And I ran to that, my uncle again. His office was in Ikeja. And I told him, I said, "Sir, I just got an office space. And I needed to pay this." My uncle said, "It's not possible for you to get a space like that for that amount. Are you really sure?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Be very careful." So the guy now gave me a check to cash the money. I added the money to it, about 70,000. I went to see the woman. The woman collected the money and gave me a receipt and then opened the place. To my surprise, by the time the place was open, there was 3 tables there, bookshelf, a telephone, everyone on the table there. The woman now said, "Look, my husband was the one who built this place purposely for his own office before he passed on. So what I want is not even a tenant per se. I want somebody who will just be around there. All my children are abroad. So I don't want to." That was how I got my first office space then, a whole building.
Wow.
And then I think the confidence now started from there. Honestly, do you know, up to today, that guy never collected those paintings from me. So
those 3 paintings he never did.
Up to today. So another thing.
And that was the genesis of all that.
Yes. So another lesson there is that you can't go into business without God. That factor is very important. You can't do it. I always tell a lot of business men and women that, look, there are tough moments. It's only when you have God on your side. You don't discuss those tough moments with people. You keep it to yourself. But you keep talking to God all the time. But that was the instruction that God gave me. I obeyed it. I never knew the guy would not even collect the painting. Up to today that I'm talking to, the guy never collected any painting from me. But God used that one to just link me to that building in Ikeja. And that was where I started from. And then, you know, I was alone. I was the managing director. I was the cleaner. I was the messenger. I was everything. But it was beautiful. Yeah. So each time I go to that place in the morning, I will roll on the floor thanking God for a place like this, honestly. You know, some people came later and they were telling me that, "Oh, this place is hidden." Then I said, "Look, if you know where I was coming from, you know that I was inside a hole before. This is not hidden at all." And that was how I started. I would lock the place in the morning. I would get to the place, pray, put my books and everything. So the shelf that I had in that one room, I moved. There was no space for it, even in this place. I would close the place, go for marketing. Yeah. Then in the evening, I would return back to the place to work. That was what I was doing.
So if you were to repeat this story again, and as your younger self,
yes,
and have the opportunity to tell your younger self,
yes,
what that person needs to sort of keep in mind as lessons learned.
Yes.
What are those things that you would say as just headline guides?
What I would say is that before you embark on any journey, make sure you plan very well. And then speak to those who have been there before. Have mentors in different areas. Don't forget, I think the only mentors I had then were mentors, let me put it this way, that authors that I've read. Because aside from this, my uncle, who's been doing business for some time as well, there was nobody that could say, "Okay, I'm sitting down with you, put me through, and then what do you think are going to be the challenges and whatever." So if I had spoken to somebody, I would have planned a lot of these things. Even before leaving, don't forget, let me tell you this. Before leaving the banking industry, I never had a dime in any savings account. I'm sure that will still happen to a lot of people in the banking industry today. Because you think that this money will keep coming like that.
Monthly
it will keep coming. Yeah. If you don't know how to save when you are earning 10,000, even if you are earning 1 million, you still not save anything. You need to be disciplined to save money. Don't spend everything. Save a whole lot of what you are earning and live on the rest. Because whether you are paid 1 million, if you don't save, you still come to the same level. It doesn't matter whether you are earning 10,000 naira or 1 million naira. you must cultivate the habit of savings.
Yeah.
Put something there, and then you plan and say, okay, in the next 5 years, I want to leave this place for another area entirely. Then that's part of the plan. Thank God I went to Yaba College of Technology.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a plan for me.
Yeah.
It was because I needed to go there.
Yeah.
But if I had planned it, I would say,
to master your craft.
exactly. That was why I went there. But I always tell people, give yourself time, plan it. And before you go out into this thing again, if possible, go and work with a company that is doing the business that you want to go into. Go there to serve. You are going to learn a lot and be close to the owner of the business or the MD. When everybody closes, don't go. Because you learn the other lesson when everybody is gone. That's when the guy sits alone, he's doing some other thing. So you are going to learn a lot from him. When the guy knows that you are close to him, he's going to reveal something to you about his pains and some other things.
It won't always be possible in every kind of profession, but I think I get the point that you made. In certain situations, it may not always be possible, but the principle is still the same.
Yes, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same.
Find someone that you can learn from.
As a mentor.
Yes, absolutely.
And always ask questions, but plan ahead and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Yeah. Plan it, and then this idea of savings is very important.
Yeah, I absolutely
don't spend all the money.
Yeah.
I know I have a mentor who used to tell me that, Biodun, I want you to behave like the squirrel. Yeah. Know when to keep some nuts away. Yeah. And then while you are, make sure you keep some nuts away for a period when there's not going to be any nut at all. You can go back to that one and take from there.
Yeah, they're very good at that.
And I'm still doing it even up to now. Yeah. It's because you need to learn to save all the time. And then another thing again is that, I learned that one later, multiple streams of income. Yeah. You need to look for other things. Yeah. That is why in the art industry now, I told you I came to my senses. Then I was asking myself questions. Each class that I went for, I'll be thinking of the business side of it. Even when we're going for the fashion department in Yaba College of Technology, we did some courses there. What came to my mind was that, how could I turn this one to money making? And thank God today, I'm into clothing as well. I do that. And then again, when you are trained, that is another area of business. When you are trained, learn to train other people. When you are trained, don't keep that knowledge to yourself. Volunteer to train other people. When you are training other people, you get to a point that you start making money from there as well. Then you need to keep refreshing yourself. Absolutely. Because you can't go into training. You need to keep developing yourself. Yeah. You need to learn, unlearn, and relearn again. Yeah. Because what you learned yesterday might not be effective for today's problem. Absolutely. So you need to learn new things again. And then if you need to unlearn those things, forget about it, learn something and relearn again.
You need to stay relevant.
Yes.
You need to stay
all
relevant.
The time. It's very important. Yeah. So thank God for the internet. Yeah. You go online and keep studying. Yeah. I love books. If you get to my office, I see a lot of books there. Today I bought another book this morning. It's one thing I cannot do without. Hardly would I would spend minimum of 10,000 naira on books. Yeah. So books, they are very important. Yeah. Learn so that you can read about other people's challenges, how they've overcome it, what they've done in different areas. Don't forget, I told you about the book I read, and I was talking about entrepreneurship and said that if you're working for somebody, that person will not pay you your real worth. That the difference between your real worth and what you are being paid is the gain for your employer. So for you to find your real worth, you need to start a business as well. Then another thing is that learn to manage human beings. Yeah. That one is very, very important. Because as a small scale business, we are going to have different people coming here and there. I read too in another book that book was discussing about remuneration for workers and everything. And the guy put it this way, that most workers, they won't even tell you. It's not even about the money per se. It's about that self-worth, the dignity of them and this and that. Make them feel dignified.
I think what you're talking about is emotional intelligence.
Yes.
As well. Yeah.
Make them feel dignified. Even if you are paying 1 kobo, let them know that this is not your worth. I know your worth, but this is what the company can afford to pay for now. And make this person feel good all the time. Because if you are paying 1 million naira per month to somebody and you make that person feel worthless, the person will move away. I prefer to earn something lower than that and feel better, honestly. So learn to And then tell them the story of your company as well. For somebody like me, I always tell them the story. When you want to come, I tell you stories. That these are my struggles. This is where I'm coming from. So you join in now. You want to assist me. So we are working together for the interest of the company. You are not actually working for me. You are working for the company. But we are working together. I always tell them that. Yeah. And thank God, ever since, I've been having wonderful staff working with me. Because I tell them stories. Yes. And I sit them down, encourage them. I motivate them as well. That once you are with me, after leaving, you can set up your own as well. I open up to them. Even the children that I coach, I tell them that, look, apart from learning, knowing how to draw and this and that, you can set up a gallery when you grow up and make money from there as well. Yeah. That is it. That's what I've been doing.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we're going to have, I could talk with you for the whole day. We're also, going to do a few other things as well. So bring us all up to date. Tell us about, and very briefly, what is happening now with Biodun Omolayo? What's going on with you today? After this amazing journey that you've been on and these amazing lessons that you've learned, what defines your life today?
Let me put it this way. Along that path, I've learned some lessons. And then I've learned that you need to be relevant at all times. And then being relevant has nothing to do with the amount of money you have made. It has to do with the amount of impact you have made on other people's lives. And that was when I sat down and I said, when I was after coming to the industry, I asked myself a question. There have been a lot of galleries running even before I was born. A lot will still be running after I'm gone. But now that you are there, what is it exactly that you want to do that will be different from other galleries that they've not done before?
Legacy now.
Yes. And that was where the issue of this young at program came in. I look back in my own life as a child. I had a very challenging childhood. And I know a lot of children will still be having the same thing even up till now. So I said, okay, let me tell you this. Something happened when I was about setting up my gallery. It's around the same time that Terraculture 2 started. And I knew about it. And then I was thinking about it that they're starting big. And I was starting small. I was getting excited, looking at myself that, oh, wow. But then God again spoke to me and showed me a picture of a big elephant and a rat. The two of them, I was wondering, I was seeing it like a trance. That look at that. The elephant has that big size. There are a lot of advantages that come with that big size. And a lot of disadvantages to come with that big size as well. The rat is very small. I created it that way. It has a lot of advantages. Focus on the advantages of your size and less on the disadvantages of your size. As a small business, you are the MD, you are the cleaner, you are everything. You are even the marketer. You are able to put the vision of that into, once you meet a customer one-on-one, you can talk to this person. But what I did was that, even in my card up till now, you will never see MD CEO in my card, no. I just put Biodun, simple. So each time I get to play, I say I represent the company. So they look at me more like a marketer. Because if I present myself as the MD of the company at that age, and say, okay, the MD is the one market, so this is the whole company with them. So I just go there and I tell them, okay, I'm representing this company. I'll give them my card. The only thing you see there is just Biodun. Simple. My surname is not even there. Don't put Biodun. So, okay, so if you are working for a company, the company must be a very good company for you to be aggressive about it and whatever. So the lesson there is that check the advantages that come with your size and focus on it and take advantage of that. Don't focus on the area where you grow. Better you keep growing, but you see, there are some things that big companies will not even be able to take. As a small company, you can take it. You can discuss one-on-one, be passionate about it, and the delivery time can be faster. You get there, you say this thing is done, you get it done immediately, you deliver. So that was what I was. When I saw that thing then, and I said, okay, wow, so let me start. And I started. And you see, most of the things, I know, I had a degree in performing art as well. So at times if I go to Terraculture and see they are acting and everything, I'll just be smiling. It's my area. So I decided to put everything together in the children. We're talking about life of impact now. That was why in the Young at Heart program, Parents would think that they are coming to just learn about art, drawing and painting. No. They are doing the visual art, the performing art, and the literary art as well, because of my background. And then I keep mentoring the children. Even as young as they are, talk to them about business. That's why each time we finish the program, the summer edition, we organize an exhibition and display their work and put it for sale. That this was the minimum is 25,000 so that the children can make money. Yeah. And then I always tell them that, look, when you make this money, make sure you have a savings account. And I tell the parents, we are not giving you the money, but just send the account to us. We send money to the account for them so that they know that they've made money from even their creativity. Yeah. So I think even tomorrow, if I'm gone tomorrow, the children are all over the place. I will be in the minds of the children all over. So I think that is even my joy. Yes. And I think I'm very happy about it. Even running the gallery, to me now becomes secondary to impacting the life of the children. And then using that one as an indirect way of talking to parents too, that look, please support your children, give them all the necessary encouragement, don't force them to live your dream for you. Yeah. Because most parents, they have maybe a aborted dream at a particular point, they feel, okay, this child should finish it for me. The child too has his own destiny and everything, so encourage him. Don't force him or to do what you failed to achieve. You now want him to achieve for you. Let me give you a particular example. A parent came here one day, a lawyer, very successful one, and then brought his son. A lady brought his son, and then after making payment for the classes and everything, she called me by the side and gave me 50,000 naira, and I was asking, ma, what's the 50,000 naira for? He said, I want you to do something for me. I said, ma, please, you can do whatever you want me to do, I can do it. He said, okay, no, I said, no, ma, you can have the 50,000. Tell me what you want to do. Say, look, my brother, they told me that you have a way with these teenagers, that when you talk to them, they listen to you. Say, so this boy wants to study architecture. He loves architecture so much, but I don't want him to study architecture. He loves drawing. I want him to be a lawyer because I have a chamber, I have this and that. I want him to take over when I'm no longer there. And I said, ma,
so she was giving you the money to help her convince herself.
And I said, ma, you are telling me what I will never do. Even if you give me 1 million, I won't do it. That I'm doing the opposite here. Well, that's why we are here. So I will encourage you, leave the boy. If you to your chamber, another person can run it. Turn it like a bit. This boy can even run it for you and get lawyers to run it. It doesn't have to be a lawyer. Since your chamber is there, you will run this thing. So, ma, please take the money. So I returned the money to her and I said, look, ma, and I'm going to train this boy to believe in himself, believe what is God. This is God given this for him. So let him be there. Imagine that. Begging me now, giving him money to now convince the boy that this area that God has, is not the area. Yeah. Whether going to law. And I said, no. Some parents will still do that even up till now. So they encourage me. We use that program to talk to parents indirectly. That please give all the necessary encouragement.
To show them something that they're refusing to see, maybe.
Thank God for this, my uncle, who has always been there for me like a father all the time, even up till now. I don't joke with him. I don't joke with him at any point in time because he was God sent. Yeah. He's there out for me all the time. Even up to now, when I have any challenge, I run to him and I sit down. Okay, talk to me and encourage. Not just about money or anything. Sit me down and encourage me and say, Biodun, don't go this way, go this way, go it that way. So the children program that I'm running now is so important to me than anything. And for everybody you are starting business or whatever, ask yourself a question. Aside from the money you are making from this place, how much life are you impacting when you are gone? When the money is no longer there, you're not talking about the money. Can anybody stand up and say, if not for this person, I won't be this, I won't be that? And that's for life. If you amass...
Look at the way you're talking about your uncle today.
Exactly. Imagine if you amass wealth and everything there, and he's there. After that, what else? Now that my art teacher is gone too, it's late. Yes. It's late.
As well, yeah.
But you know what happened recently? I never met any of his family. But recently I was just online and I saw a name, Ogidon, and I had to DM the lady and said, look, do you know why you're like this? That's my father. I said, wow, please, you need to come and see me. By the time the lady came, I then realized that the man has passed on, and then the mom too. So the lady, they don't know, the mother wasn't there, the dad too. I said, wow. So what? I said, I've been having a lot of challenges, even schools and whatever. I cannot even continue with my school. I said, look, I'm going to be there for you as a father. Your dad took care of me when I was in secondary school. But now it's time to pay back. Wow. What do you want to do? She said she loves fashion designing and this and that. And she's been doing that. She has learned tailoring. And I said, okay. I said, go and meet the person in Yabatech. Resume there. Now he's planning to go to Yabatech. And I said, I'll be resuming for that. That is how it's supposed to be. The father is no longer, they never told me. He never even mentioned the father. He had children anywhere. But I heard the name, rang a bell, and I called and I said, are you ready? He said, that's my dad. And I'm seeing her as my own daughter now. And that's how life should be. After all the money, after everything, what are you going to be remembered for? Yeah, yeah. In any industry where you are in, how much lives are you impacting with your knowledge, your skill, your money, and everything? It's about how many lives are you touching with this. And that's the most important thing. And
I absolutely concur. Biodun, it's been a fabulous session. Thank you so much. It's a great point at which to end the session, the interview. It's been a joy.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your story. And thank you, everyone, for watching Time with Flora, where we talk, learn, and grow. So much to be learned.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.